agent arrested for assaulting alleged smuggler. Another 83,000 vaccines have arrived. And one man was arrested for robbing a store with a fake hand grenade. I am Noriko Bulford, and this is Uncut News. One of the canoe agents involved in the viral video incident in Lethem has been arrested. The agent in question was reportedly the one who was seen gun-butting the suspect and shooting at his door. Kanu said the officer is currently being held without bail on allegations of assault and discharging a loaded firearm. Well, all I can say is, folks in Guyana have it good. If this were America, the officer would have gotten a paid vacation instead. Ha! On Saturday night, the owner of Matai Supermarket, Harry Matai, was stabbed during an attempted robbery at his house. According to the cops, Matai and his family had just returned home when the suspects approached him on his bridge. They searched him for valuables, and a fight ensued, ending with one of the men stabbing him in the lower back before fleeing on a bicycle empty-handed. Matai has since been treated and discharged from the hospital. On that same evening, 4 men opened fire on the Cornbread Hangout and Bar in Georgetown during a robbery. The business owner said she was robbed of 400,000 Guyana dollars and 2 cell phones, while 66-year-old Handel Tom, an overseas-based Guyanese technician, was robbed of 1 gold pendant. The businesswoman told police that she stopped serving him and ran to the back of the yard, leaving money and her 2 cell phones. When the gunman then snatched Mr. Tom's chain from his neck, as well as the money and the 2 cell phones, and escaped on the waiting motorcycles outside. The suspects remain on the run as investigations continue. This morning, James Bond and Colvin Heath London decided to skip out on their court date. The trial for their conspiracy to defraud charges began today. The court was told that Bond was running late, while the former NISL CEO is said to be stranded in Jamaica. However, the 2 businessmen accused of being the other half of this scheme, Eddie Doolall and Jermaine Richmond, were present in court. During the hearing, the prosecutor requested for a summary disposal for the charges. Thus, the matter was adjourned to May 10th, 2021. Hopefully, the 2 will actually show up for this day. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale is this 2010 Toyota Hiace Super GL. It comes with push-button start, all seats, sliding glasses, dual AC, mag rims, new tires, CD, stereo, reverse cam, and much, much more. Buy cash for $3.6 million, or pay down as low as $1,440,000 down, with around $76,000 monthly for 3 years, and it's yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Rose Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Noriko sent you for this sweet deal. Harman has asked for a meeting with Exxon to discuss a timetable to fix the malfunctioning equipment aboard the Lisa Destiny. In a letter dispatched to the head of the company's Guyanese operations, Harman said that he wants them to also explain what exactly is the problem with the discharge silencer on the Brockdown boat and what impact that would have on earnings and the environment. ExxonMobil last week informed the government that it had cut production from 120,000 barrels per day to just 30,000 barrels after the gas silencer developed problems after the installation and testing of the already troublesome flash gas compressor aboard the vessel occurred. I know this is a whole lot of stuff, but just know that this is the second major malfunction that it's had in less than the span of a year. But I find it interesting because, seeing as this issue had went on for so long under Harman's government, I find it very interesting to see that he suddenly gained the courage to stand up to Exxon now that he's not in office. Sugar workers at the Albion and Blairmont estate are making the call for improved wages and salaries. This is after workers at the Eiflet estate protested last Friday over the same issue. The same issue that Guy Sugo and subsequent governments have ignored them over for years. The protest continued despite assurances from the Ministry of Agriculture that the government would engage Guy Sugo on workers' benefits. Mustafa has said that the government is awaiting a report from Guy Sugo CEO on why salary negotiations haven't moved forward. It's probably because he doesn't give a damn. Anyway, at this point, the workers believe that the company is not treating the issue with the seriousness it deserves. Because again, I'm pretty sure they don't give a damn. Today, another 83,000 doses of the Russian-manufactured Sputnik 5 vaccine arrived in the nation. The government has bought some 200,000 doses of the Sputnik 5 vaccine at a cost of 4 billion Guyana dollars. Some 24,000 doses were sent through the COVAX mechanism, that's through the World Health Organization. And that 24,000 is from a set of 100,000 that we are expected to get from them. China and India also donated 20,000 and 80,000 vaccines respectively, while Barbados sent 3,000. And as of Sunday, over 86,600 people have received the vaccine thus far. By the way, if you're taking the Sputnik 5 vaccine, just remember, no alcohol for 3 days after taking it. Take advantage of huge discounts this Easter at Cellular Plus. Get the DL3 Pro Plus for just $16,000, or the DL3 Pro for just $11,000. With prices like these, even your pet could have a smartphone. Get this deal at Cellular Plus Digicel stores in the City Mall, Starbucks Square, Massey Providence, and Massey Turkine. Offer valid while stocks last, so don't miss out. It's now time for today's Runner Report. Today, the nation recorded 38 new cases. There are now 271 persons dead, with 13 persons in the ICU and 1,294 persons in home isolation. The total number of known cases in the nation now stands at 11,901. So please, people, wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds. And remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. Now, let's take a look at news in the region. As the La Soufrière eruptions continue in St. Vincent, the government over there has yet to calculate the full economic impact it will have on the island. Yesterday, the finance minister indicated that half of St. Vincent's GDP had been affected by the eruption coupled with the pandemic so far. The island's economy contracted about 4 to 5% in 2020, the smallest contraction in the region, and largely due to the agricultural sector, which accounts for 12 to 14% of the nation's GDP. But with the major agricultural lands in the red and orange zone utterly destroyed by lava and ash, the country's bread and butter is now corn. Gonsalves reportedly said that it may be a couple of years before the country could recover and achieve pre-pandemic levels. Attention truck drivers! Hammer is one of the leading international brands for heavy-duty truck parts. Get high-quality brake pads, air valves, bearings, and clutches for DAF, International Freightliners, Bedford TM, Scammell, and lots more truck parts seen here. This nice lady is not included. Get it at Powered Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts at 1161 E.E. Eccles. Call or WhatsApp 697-0171 or follow Powered Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts on Facebook. The Dutch Caribbean island of Saba probably has the tastiest pest problem in the world. While we have issues with stray dogs, they are overrun by stray goats. In fact, the stray goat situation is so dire that they recently ordered a large shipment of rifles and ammunition to go goat hunting. The Goat Control Project is now working with the St. Martin Ministry of Justice to get the final transit permit for the guns. The goats living in the Mount Scenery National Park will be the first targets for the eradication team due to the park's protected status. The owners of free-roaming goats have until April 30th to capture and properly store their animals, cause come May 1st, it's mannish water season. And now for our weird news story of the day. On Friday, 23-year-old shoplifter Octavio Alonso Rodriguez was arrested after he robbed the store with a fake hand grenade. Rodriguez supposedly whipped out the fake grenade after the store's security caught him stealing. Thinking it to be real, the officers jumped Octavio and pried it out of his hands after giving him a sound thrashing and detainment. The bomb squad was called in and they were able to determine that the grenade was in fact fake. Rodriguez was booked into Solano County Jail on suspicion of making terroristic threats, shoplifting, and possession of a controlled substance. He was also booked on 4 warrants, citing 4 counts of failing to appear in court, 2 counts of petty theft, and 1 count each of driving on a suspected license and DUI and on a probation violation. He's currently being held without bail, hopefully not to be let out anytime soon, because honestly I sometimes wonder what really goes on in these geniuses' heads. Who said luxury can't be affordable? Move into your own home in 2021. Lenore Estates, West Coast MRR properties are within your reach. Move out of the landlord's place and put that rent money towards your own 5,000 square foot property. Call or WhatsApp 618-5702 or call +1 516 476 2172 for more info. Moving on to our Uncut News Viewers Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in the nation, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, you give your responses in the comments, and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Friday's question was, what do you think about the arrest in Lethem? Should Kanu have handled it differently, or was the man being arrested completely in the wrong? Romella Ford said, the guy was being unreasonable. Clearly he was hiding something. If anything was done wrong, the lawyers can fight the arrest and seizure in court. Star Sam said, that police officer that shot at the dog is a clown. Kaya Promo said, he shouldn't video the Kanu worker. The public shouldn't know who's working at Kanu based on the job and the risks they take. And finally, Tigress says, don't smuggle stuff, period. Break the law and you feel the consequences. Just be honest and abide by the law. So, good answers, people. Now for tonight's question. The government recently announced that, contrary to rumors circulating, they are not extending the hours of the curfew. Or do you think they should change it to 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., or should they just leave it as is? Think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in Tuesday's episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Noriko Bullform saying good night, folks. Hey Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.